Good afternoon, and thanks so much for joining us today. I'm Sophie Erber. On Capitol Hill tonight, there is a growing feeling that lawmakers must act quickly on another coronavirus relief package. That's because millions of Americans stand to lose unemployment benefits, face eviction, or default on their student loans. KCAU 9 Washington correspondent Morgan Wright reports in our top story at 5.
It's just going to add to the pain.
Maryland Senator Chris Van Hollen says it's time for Congress to act to prevent unemployment benefits from expiring on December 31st.
The CARES Act and others provided unemployment insurance for people who are not part of our traditional unemployment system. They're covered now. After December 31st, they won't be covered anymore.
Van Hollen says not passing a new relief bill could be disastrous.
There are about 14 million Americans that are currently protected by these provisions.
We desperately need to get, at the very least, those unemployment benefits extended.
Connecticut Senator Chris Murphy says many businesses won't be ready to rehire workers anytime soon. In addition, the federal moratorium on evictions also goes away, as well as options to defer student loan payments, placing more financial burdens on Americans.
Folks all across the state are right now being evicted from their homes. We're obviously having to start shutdowns again, which means that retail businesses are going to be in trouble. We have a real crisis on our hands.
We must act now. We are in session.
House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy urged House Speaker Nancy Pelosi to compromise on a deal.
I would think after the politics that she played and the election being over, that she'd now put the American public first. She still seems to be in the same position.
In Washington, Morgan Wright, KCAU 9 News.
Turning our attention to local efforts now, all 3 Siouxland states are in the top 5 for the lowest unemployment rates across the nation. So some good news there. Nebraska has the lowest at just 3%, this for the month of October. That is down 0.6% from the previous month. Iowa and South Dakota tied for 3rd with rates of 3.6%. In Iowa, the rate is down 1.2% from the month of September. South Dakota is down 0.5%. The national unemployment rate for October was roughly 6.9%. And if you're looking for a job right here in Siouxland, we have some tools to help you out. It's called Sioux City Jobs. Just visit our website right now, SiouxlandProud.com, and you can click on the Jobs tab anytime. Taking a look now at the latest COVID-19 numbers here in Siouxland, Woodbury County health officials reporting 127 new cases in the past 24 hours. There are more than 9,600 total cases. To the north, Plymouth County has more than 2,500 cases in total. In Nebraska, Dakota County has 50 new positive tests today. There are more than 3,000 positives during the pandemic. And in South Dakota, Union County reporting 15 new cases today. That county totaling more than 1,100 cases and 20 deaths. Nebraska officials today addressing a backlog in the state's contact tracing efforts. As of yesterday, 2,600 people who've tested positive have yet to be interviewed by a contact tracer. To take on this backlog, temporary changes are now being made to the process.
We reduced the questions asked during the interviews so that we shortened that interview time period. We reduced the number of call attempts from 5 call attempts. So we were calling people every 2 to 3 hours to increase the likelihood that we would be able to contact somebody and complete that interview. We've reduced that now down to 2 attempts.
And these contact tracers have also stopped calling close contacts and are instead asking for those with COVID-19 to notify their own close contacts. A South Dakota school district tonight advancing its COVID-19 precautions. This after investigations into positive cases and some close contacts taking place. The Elk Point Jefferson School District will be moving into what they call their Tier 3 or orange status. This after school ends today, meaning grades 9 through 12 will move to online learning for Monday and Tuesday. Grade levels junior kindergarten through 8th grade will remain in the buildings on those days, but with extra precautions in place. During this time, school activities and practices are canceled. Teams will also not be traveling. Now the plan is to remain in their Tier 3 through Sunday, November 29th. In Iowa, the Central Lyon Community School District also making a few changes tonight. Students in all of the grades are now required to wear a mask when they're unable to be socially distant. That includes places like hallways, lunch lines, and common areas. Neck gaiters and face shields are not approved masks. With COVID-19 cases and hospitalizations on the rise, Siouxland hospitals are in desperate need of convalescent plasma. The antibodies in that plasma is a way to help patients currently fighting the virus. Siouxlanders who have already recovered from coronavirus are able to donate. One Sioux City man has donated enough plasma to help cover 20 COVID-19 patients. He says it's just his way of giving back to his community.
Now, it's always been important to donate, but it just seems like it's a little bit more important now. I mean, there's a lot of people that would like to donate that can't for whatever their reason is. So as long as I'm still able to, I will probably continue.
Ball says he has been donating with LifeServe Blood Center since the early 90s. If you would like to donate to LifeServe Blood Center, we have a link for you to do so on our website. That's again, SiouxlandProud.com. Nationally, the talk of emergency use for a COVID-19 vaccine is growing, especially with recent news from Pfizer. But what exactly does that mean? It's when regulators allow shots to be given to certain people, this while studies of safety and effectiveness are still ongoing. Normally, it takes roughly a decade for a vaccine to be approved in the United States, but during a health crisis, the FDA can choose to loosen its normal scientific standards, this to allow emergency use of experimental drugs and devices. Now, we've already seen emergency authorization used for coronavirus tests and certain treatments. Time now for our first check on the weather tonight. Meteorologist Marcus Beasley standing by. Marcus, another beautiful day across Siouxland. Of course, not as warm as it was yesterday, but still, we were well above average.
That's right, Sophie. Temperatures today reaching into the mid-50s for most of us here throughout Siouxland. Temperatures out there, 55 for your high recorded here in Sioux City, 54 in Wayne, 49 in Yankton, so a little bit cooler there, reaching up to 52 in Lamar's, 50 in Storm Lake. Overnight tonight, temperatures, they will drop down into the mid to upper 20s for most of us, but in northern Siouxland, we'll see some cooler temperatures. 21 in Cherokee and Sheldon expected tonight, 23 for your low in Orange City, 25 in Yankton, 26 in Wayne. Here in Sioux City, a low of 27 degrees is what we're expecting. So a cold night tonight. It looks like tomorrow is going to be on the cooler side, and also we'll have more clouds. More details on that coming up in the 9 on 9. Sophie?
All right, thanks, Marcus. For Iowans who are seeking a COVID-19 test, there is something for you to be aware of. Folks will not be able to turn to Test Iowa on Thanksgiving Day. All locations will be closed, but testing locations will have normal operation hours Monday through Wednesday of next week, leading up to the holiday. All Test Iowa sites will then reopen next Friday. They'll be operating from 8 in the morning until 4 p.m. This morning, cars were bumper to bumper down 3 different streets, all waiting for the same thing, boxes filled with food. These free boxes were packed with things like milk, crackers, and even meat products. The food drive was supposed to start at 9 a.m., but people were already lined up by 6 in the morning. That is when staff workers decided to start passing out the boxes of food 30 minutes early. In just an hour and a half, the gospel mission was wiped clean, a step up from last month's food drive, which took nearly 3 to 4 days to get rid of all the food on hand.
It was wonderful, seriously. There's some people that were in tears, literally, to be able to help people like that are truly needy. Something that during the Thanksgiving time of year, it's kind of nice to be able to help people out.
If you missed this month's food drive, sponsored by Farmers to Families, they have an open pantry of food during the week. Another food drive will also be happening next month. Many people already know smoking can lead to a number of health problems. We can now add one more to that list, dental infections. Here's ABC News correspondent Elizabeth Schulze.
It's well known that smoking increases a person's risk for many types of health problems, among them cancers, heart disease, and lung disease. And now we can add dental infections to the list. A small study done in New York City compared the mouth bacteria of people who smoke conventional cigarettes, e-cigarettes, and those who didn't smoke at all. Overall, conventional cigarette smokers were found to have the worst dental disease, followed by e-cig smokers, then non-smokers. And e-cigarette smokers had unique types and high amounts of oral bacteria, suggesting an increased risk for mouth infections. One more reason to avoid all types of smoking, both conventional and e-cigarettes. With this Medical Minute, I'm Elizabeth Schulze, ABC News.
The crowning of a homecoming king and queen is a long-standing tradition at many schools across the U.S., but some now are breaking that mold in the name of inclusivity. We'll take a look at what it means to the students coming up.
And it looks like we're going to see seasonal temperatures as we head into the weekend. We'll have a couple of rain chances, and I'll also have your Thanksgiving forecast coming up after the break.
You're watching KCAU 9 News with Sophie Erber and meteorologist Marcus Beasley. This is KCAU 9 News at 5.
Thanksgiving shaping up to be a really nice day.
It really is. 50 on the board for it, at least right now. All right, thanks a lot, Marcus. Well, the Sioux City Public Museum continuing to grow its digital presence tonight. The museum has been uploading videos to YouTube since the first wave of COVID-19. The most popular program is the History at High Noon series that covers a wide variety of topics in Sioux City's history. The series has a new topic every month. If you'd like, you can find the full story. It's on our website right now. The address there on your screen, or visit the KCAU 9 News app. This Thanksgiving will, of course, be marked by noticeably smaller gatherings for most people. But what about noticeably smaller turkeys? The predictions turkey farmers are making ahead of the holiday coming up. Many traditions are carried on for generations without a second thought, but increasingly, student bodies are calling for change during homecoming celebrations. How one school is more inclusive next. The honoring of a homecoming king and queen is a long-standing tradition for many high schools, but some schools now are trying to be a little more inclusive. Nabil Ramadna shows us how one high school is doing that.
Our students actually brought it and said, hey, Austin High just did this. What do you think about us doing it? And I said, hey, if that's where we want to go and that's where the student body is interested in going, I am all for it.
Westwood High School is dethroning the title of king and queen during their homecoming ceremony to be more inclusive.
It's a big change, especially for the community. And so we decided to do it in kind of a 2-year process.
Helping lead the charge, student body president Hart Black and vice president Arya Hegde.
The first part was changing Beau and Sweetheart to Nobility. And that was last year.
Nobility, as it's now called, allows each club at the school to nominate 2 people to be recognized during the week of homecoming. No longer just a boy and a girl.
It has allowed members of our community who identify as non-binary to be represented.
Homecoming will see a change as well.
This year we're also introducing royalty, which is what we're renaming Homecoming King and Queen.
In the past, they would have 6 girl nominees and 6 boy nominees. This year, it's the top 12 who received the most nominations.
This year, we decided to move toward having our homecoming court be non-gender specific.
We could have 2 boys who are elected or nominated to be our homecoming royalty, 2 girls, 2 non-binaries. It doesn't have to be like a king and a queen per se, and then their title would be homecoming royalty.
Well, Thanksgiving is just around the corner, and turkey producers nationwide are making a prediction that smaller gatherings will mean less food on the table, while they're expecting little gobblers to sell big next. Welcome back. Many of you are making changes to your holiday plans this year, and turkey farms across the country are not seeing the typical demand, of course. Justin Collar stopped by a turkey farm to see how they're preparing.
Folks have been buying their turkeys from Otto's Turkey Farm in Middleville for nearly 2 centuries. Tom Otto's Turkey Store sells roughly 3,000 turkeys for Turkey Day. They've brought their best-dressed birds to tables longer than Thanksgiving's been a holiday, even if that looks a bit different this year.
We're going to still have turkeys, and we're going to still have family gatherings, but what will change is, per the governor's requirements, smaller. So something will change there. Exactly, I don't know what.
They sell 3 sizes of poultry here. Sorry, fellas. 20-pounders, 15 to 16-pounders, and the younger group, 12-pounders. With limited family gatherings, these smaller gobblers will likely be the first to get gobbled. Whether your gathering is large or small this year, filled with turkey talk or something else, Tom says it's never been about his turkeys anyway.
Thanksgiving it's nothing about the turkey. It's family, it's fellowship, it's maybe repairing some family problems. It's, getting family together is the reason I think Thanksgiving should be. The turkey is just an added thing, which is great for a turkey farm.
Taking a live look outside right now. Marcus returns right after this break with one more check on our forecast. Stay with us. Before we wrap up here at 5 today, let's check in first with Tim for what's coming up at 6. Happy Friday, Tim.
You betcha. Good afternoon, Sophie. Coming up in just a half hour, we'll bring the story of a man who's been donating blood since the early 1990s. Now finds himself unexpectedly in the middle of the fight against coronavirus. His unique story from Marina Bach. That's coming up tonight at 6 o'clock. Elsewhere tonight, Siouxland captures yet another title at the high school football championships. Back-to-back, as a matter of fact, as OA BCIG comes from behind to knock off Van Meter 33-26. Also at 6, the story of one family about to cash in on the cardboard likeness of one of the NFL's greatest stars. For years, this couple's been following the career of Kansas City Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes, and now they're about to cash in on it. Find out just how much they're going to cash in. Let's just say take care of the 3 of us for the rest of our life.
Sounds nice. I really should have collected baseball cards when I was a kid. Missed the ball on that one.
Yeah, I did too.
We're treated to some nice weather overnight and average temperatures for our weekend, right?
Yeah, it's going to be a cool night. Temperatures dropping down below freezing, so a pretty chilly one, around 27 degrees tonight. Tomorrow, temperatures warming up into the mid to upper 40s with some more clouds.
All right, thanks a lot, Marcus, and thank you for joining us. I'll see you back here tonight at 6. Until then, good night.